Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Kenny the Heat here. I'm going to give you a quick video on some prepping tools, some of the things you might want to have around your home in case there's a disaster, something readily on hand. Okay, the first thing here is a good old crowbar. Sturdy one. You can get them, pretty cheap. Good for just ripping things apart, taking things apart, prying things open. Definitely something, every household should have if you own a home. Next thing is a regular clawed hammer. Good for digging through rubble, obviously hammering through nails, pry things open. Multi-use is this thing in a survival situation, especially, a prepping situation. Just so many different uses for it that it's an important tool to have if you don't have it. So, and if you get when you get one of these hammers, you're gonna use whatever you have, but you can get one that has a metal shaft on it, something that's strong. Don't get the fiberglass ones because unreliable. They could break if you hit it the wrong way. Get one that's metal. Not the prettiest thing, but it's what's there. It's strong. Next thing is you want to have at least a hatchet or an axe. I would suggest using an axe, but for the purpose of this video, I have a hatchet here. But a hatchet and an axe, any trees that fall on your property or any type of debris, you need to hack it off or get something off of the road. Use a hatchet, hatchet, bow saw, things like that. But I just don't have the room to put all the tools here. Next thing is small sledgehammer and a large sledgehammer. That's for obvious reasons, for helping to split wood. Another thing to unpry things open in coordination with your crowbar. Multi-uses there. Next thing, set of bolt cutters. These you can get fairly cheap. They don't have to be pretty. They don't have to be, really large. But if you get some decent bolt cutters, they'll do the job. They can be used for cutting locks, cutting chain, cutting through fencing. Multi-uses with a good set of bolt cutters. Like I said, they don't have to be really fancy. They don't have to be large. Just enough to get, maybe, to be able to cut through, chains or fencing, things like that. Another thing, very important to have, set of pliers. Good thing to have. Pliers, multi-uses. Pliers that shut off some of the utilities in your house, meaning gas, things like that. If you have a flood in your house, shut off some of the valves. Multi-uses. Like I said, if you get a good set of pliers, they'll last you a lifetime. This here was my grandfather's, and made in the USA, if you can find anything made in the USA these days. But good set of pliers here, a lifetime set here. Definitely something good to have, to shut off power, any type of gas, water, things like that. In a storm or disaster, important thing to have. And not to mention just fixing some of the things that, normal everyday things around the house. Next thing is a good set of fixed screwdrivers. This one here is obviously a slotted screwdriver, but also you want to add the Phillips head on there too. And the reason why I say fixed, you can get the screwdrivers that have the attachment to them with the bits on them, but once the bits go, what's use in having a screwdriver? You get a good fixed blade, preferably something like a Craftsman, lifetime warranties. These things are built to last. So, fixed set of screwdrivers for obvious reasons. Next thing is just a small utility knife. Nothing real crazy here. I like the ones with somewhat of a serrated edge on them. Can be used for multi-functions. But, just to cut through things. And it can also be used to pry things open, too. Pretty simple there. But those are some of the basic things you want to have. We learned a lot from a lot of the tropical storms and hurricanes that we've had here. And like I said, I can't say enough about having a set of pliers. Turn off any of your utilities, anything. You have a pipe that bursts, you ain't going to be able to call anyone. You're going to have to deal with it yourself. You're going to have to turn the valves off and way you do that is through pliers. Also, your gas. You get a gas leak and there's no one around. You got to turn the service off to your house. Pliers. So as you see, some of these things here very important for any prepper to have.